Hi and welcome to What I Wish I Knew as a Teenager. A long time ago I'd already made a similar video with the same topic. There might be a little bit of overlap. I haven't actually watched it back. I don't remember what I said in the video. But I have grown a lot since then because I looked really scared because of my social anxiety, and I hadn't realized how scared I looked on camera. So I think I've grown a lot since then. I don't feel as scared anymore. And I just wanted to do an update on the video. I had completely forgotten that I already made this video, but now I have a new take on things, and I'll be talking about tech addiction as well. So that's an important subject that needs to be discussed to help our teenagers of nowadays. So if you're a teenager, this is the video for you. I hope you like it. Please give me a like and subscribe to the channel before we start. And without further ado, let's get started. So the first point I wish I'd known was that it gets better after school. And if you're stuck in a classroom with people who ridicule you, and you just have to find your peer group. Because back then, actually, I instinctively wanted to be the person with the low self-esteem than the person who's doing the ridiculing. Next up is, I wish I knew that being a vegetarian and being raised on organic food and clothes would become mainstream one day, and I wasn't as uncool as I thought. I wish I knew that being cool just meant being worthy, and everybody is worthy. I wish I knew that being cool isn't everything. It matters much more if you're a good person and what your values are. That whether you're cool and worthy, in other words, your self-esteem, doesn't depend on other people's opinion about you, for example, classmates. I hope teenagers watch this book, I was gonna say. Watch this video and get something out of it. But for millennials, or actually for everybody, I don't know if you're aware that anxiety in teenagers has skyrocketed. According to the book Digital Minimalism by Cal Newport. And he proposes that you spend time in solitude, go for a walk without your phone, write a letter to yourself, and engage in a hobby that requires physical activity. And even I notice how addictive these phones are, and I'm a millennial. I want to quote my friend Olga. She said to me once upon a time that we kind of have got the best of both worlds because we grew up without phones. We know what it's like to live without phone, but we also are young enough to have learned about tech and know how to use phones and know how to use computers, and we are not too old for those things. So that's really cool, and it's actually true. It's scary to think that people nowadays, or soon, they won't know what it's like anymore to live without phones. So how can they change their ways? How can they give themselves a break if they don't even remember what it was like to live without phones? I've switched many of my notifications off, otherwise they will just annoy me the whole day. And I'm not on all media platforms, like social media platforms. For example, I'm not on Snapchat and I'm not on Pinterest yet. I'd rather focus on my main ones, Facebook, YouTube and TikTok. But nowadays I'm mostly on YouTube. Also check out The Social Dilemma on Netflix if you're interested in the subject. It was recently recommended to me by a YouTuber. I forgot her name, but she recommended it to the viewers. And it's good. Scary, but good. Also, filters weren't really that big of a thing when I was young. Or maybe I just missed it, because I only had a Nokia 3310, which was the phone back then in the day. It was like, I was so tech advanced with this phone. And somehow it was nice to live without phones. Like, we used to go to each other's houses and ring each other's bells to check if somebody was free to meet up. We didn't even text beforehand. And back then my mom would say leave the phone at home when you go playing so that nothing happens to the phone, and nowadays we take our phones with us so that nothing happens to, or in case something happens to us. And how have we become so fearful? It's scary how insecure these teenagers must be nowadays. Once I seen a documentary, I don't remember the name, don't remember where I watched it, I just remember seeing a documentary where they said that girls had started self-sexualizing at the age of 6. This might be biased, but like the age, how to formulate the sentence? The people in my class who had sex first out of all of us were 13 years old at the time, and every time I hear of an older generation or read books from an older generation, it's always 16. So when do they do it now? 9? I remember seeing this video of a girl who was waking up from anesthetics, and all she could think about was that she didn't have a butt as big as Nicki Minaj's. This was the first thing on her mind. And they say that the drunk and children always tell the truth, and I think it's the same for anesthetics. If you wake up from anesthetics, your emotions are unfiltered. It was how she truly felt, and I felt so sorry for her and her generation. Trust me, how big your butt is doesn't matter in true love. And we didn't even have to worry about a thigh gap in my generation. It wasn't even a thing yet, which just goes to show that the beauty industry or fashion industry made this up, and it's not a real need. In one show, I don't remember the name, they discussed the pyramid of human needs, and they included a need for beauty. What nonsense, that is not a real need. You don't need to be beautiful to survive. Granted, there might be something to that, a muscled man might look like he can protect the family, or somebody handsome or beautiful might look like they can produce good heirs. But other than that, it just seemed like a blatant lie to me at the time, and just made me angry. Can you imagine how much more relaxed we would all feel if we didn't have that constant pressure to look beautiful all the time? And then my last point, last but not least, is how they say, just kidding, it's not that deep. An acquaintance of mine actually alerted me to this, and she said she hated when they say that. And I think hate is a bit strong, but I can relate. I can understand, because what's wrong with getting deep? It's important, it's healthy. And you can't run from your own emotions. So if there's a whole generation feeling like they can't get deep, maybe even getting apologetic for when they sound a little bit deep or something, how do you deal with your emotions? Like, it's important. Yeah, so I would definitely recommend to allow yourself to get deep sometimes, every once in a while. Life consists of a variety of things, and sometimes you have to get deep in life too. It's part of life. So yeah, this is my video. I haven't filmed for as long as I thought. I thought it would take really long, but it's actually not. So I hope you liked it. Let me know in the comments below what you wish you knew as a teenager, or if you have anything more to add, any thoughts on tech addiction or low self-esteem, and I would love to read them. Please remember to like this video and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Take good care of yourselves. Hope you take this to heart. Bye!